Hi guys, welcome to the channel. This is King Jehu on Wall Street. So this is me on just a random day chilling. This video is going to be trade recaps of how price moved this week on BTCUSD and the USDJPY. So stay tuned. I drop videos like this every Saturday, but this week's one is coming late on a Sunday. Don't forget to like this video. Sorry for dropping this on a Sunday rather, but after this video you're gonna know what to do when you enter the markets tomorrow. Cheers. Alright guys, so now that was too much of your time. This week started here, right? And normally I analyze BTC from the 30-minute time frame because based on my previous backtesting I've discovered that price normally respects the 30-minute time frame insanely. So first of all, this week started with a change of character. Last Sunday BTC was selling and did a lot of crazy sales to the downside, and then this week we had this change of character, that's a shift in market structure. So this was break of structure, then another break of structure, then on Monday morning we had this, okay, it was on Tuesday that we had this change of character. Good. Now at this point I knew that Bitcoin was going to buy, and I was looking for the perfect setup to take a heavy risk on this particular coin. Now for some of you that don't know, I'm actually a high alert trader, and I can use a single setup to free $10 to remove 300 or 500 based on my trading plan. Now from this point I want to show you guys something that occurred somewhere here, right? Now from the 1 hour time frame we had this breaker block so perfectly beautifully outlined that you can see here. Good. Now price actually moved so fast, so this particular on trading view did not record the movement into the zone, but if you check your MT5 you'll see very well 1 hour order block, 1 hour breaker block on Tuesday 11th March around 3 p.m. Now price actually moved from a 5-minute breaker block into this one. I actually predicted 3 moves at a go, and 3 of them played out in my eye. Very drastic. I sent the signal of some of them, but I actually have not planned to start trading that day because there was no money actually in my trading account, so I just placed the trades and I was watching. A lot of things happened on this pair that seriously I'd like to do a recap on. I think I did a recap on how I caught this jump, that was this price jump from somewhere here all the way to the top, from somewhere here, all the way to the top, and then I caught this too from 15 minutes liquidity order block, and then this little buy. I didn't know that price was still bearish, but I've caught this sell too because the previous day Trump did a speech that made here to be bullish, so I thought we were still bullish, but the next day he said something else that changed it to bearish. So sometimes I have too many stop losses on Bitcoin just simply because fundamentals are just manipulating this pair. So what we now saw here is that back to technical analysis, we have something called the trend line liquidity. Now you can see this liquidity moved from this point, and then you are going to draw it. If you draw it like this, it's actually going to be wrong because this place is not the lower, it's not the higher low. So because this place is not the higher low, price has no business with that place. This is the next higher low. So whenever you find out the complete higher low and you see price is breaking out, you simply enter yourself this. The stop loss, just like the way we do it on my channel, and your target is the trendline liquidity. Boom, there you go. So I'm also going to show you guys the next trendline liquidity that we're gonna be seeking and expecting market to take out. So since my network has issues with loading the lower time frame of this setup, I'm just gonna show you guys the brief interpretation of it. So this is where our 1 hour order block is, right? Price now created this high as a liquidity very close to it, then came down here, used the 5-minute breaker block from this zone to buy into this zone and hit TP and sold back to this zone and bought back from this zone. Now my only error was that I only selected the breaker block because I like catching high RR. So price first destroyed the zone before moving in my direction, but I knew that I also predicted it. Everything was clean. So after that, now I made a mistake which I want to correct here that will help you guys later on. I decided, okay, this trend line thing, let's eat money from this trend line thing. I drew my trend line liquidity like this. The moment price broke here, I actually caught this by 2 and I hit it, and we hit take profit on my Telegram channel from here. 30-minute zone. You check my Telegram channel, you just check my TikTok, you see the before and after. You don't need to waste your time going to Telegram. And I targeted this high here, so the TP was like this. And when I hit TP, I saw someone telling me he's actually a professional, but he did not understand how I was able to catch this buy, and he was telling me I'm good, blah blah blah. So I normally delete all these setups because I don't like my trading view to be too complicated at the left side. So I drew this as my trend line, and then price broke. I started selling, then price started buying again. And I said, okay, maybe this is a trend line liquidity. Now from this zone, if you look here, as I told you, BTC normally respect 30 minutes time frame. So if you're analyzing BTC, just stick to 30 minutes time frame, you make a lot of money. Look at this zone here. This is a 30-minute zone, and we have this sniper. Oh god, in fact, when the moment I saw this sniper, I was like, good, it's time to take out the trend liquidity. So I looked for new POI and then I continued selling. I also saw some fellow Forex traders on TikTok selling too, so I was like, good. And then we were selling. Price has already broken through this supposed trend line, but when price came here, price started misbehaving and was reacting, only for me to see that price was reacting from a 30-minute order block. I had no idea of this, and in this industry, any little mistake you make, you pay for it with your money. Now I was still thinking we were bearish. See, sometimes when I make these mistakes I get very angry, but I know that it will reduce my losses and increase my win rate in future. So I was trying to sell from this 30-minute order block because I'm like, this is the extreme POI, and price wasted my entry. But there's this guy called Lingard that I follow online. I saw him posted on WhatsApp that he has started buying, and his TP was somewhere here. He actually talked about this trend line liquidity thing, but because of this 30-minute zone, he started buying from here. Because this Forex trading, price uses different techniques, different theories, and funny enough, I know all of those theories that price uses, but the wisdom to catch the particular trade at the particular theory that price is using at the particular time is something that okay, that's a new discussion for another day. So from here, if you look, you're going to see we have this liquidity. Now let me give you the example of how this is. Now when I saw Lingard buying, I was to buy too, but I said nah, I rather hit stop loss and learn. That was it. So let me just give you guys how this works. So you'll see something, price can doing something like this, then something like this, then see This is simply what price did in this zone. This is simply what price did here. So, but market will never give you the exact this thing according to the pattern, because everyone will be a millionaire. The goal is to confuse you and to take your stop loss before moving. So when you see something like this happen the next time, simply place your entry like this, and boom, you're a millionaire. Hey God, don't try to take crazy risk. I'm not the one that sent you to take any crazy risk. Okay, so this is what happened. But if you look from here, price actually came down here first and left, and also came again. So now the goal, what price did here now, was to trick people into believing that this is now the liquidity. That's this. The goal is to trick people to believe that this thing is what is here, and then the buy has started. But the fact that the buy did not take out the nearest liquidity, that means we are not bullish. Whenever we are bullish, price must take out the nearest liquidity. It's not from internal market structure, from external market structure. If you have higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher low, price must take out this higher high to confirm that yes, we're actually bullish. If price does something like this, and now started giving confirmation, any buy POI that you have here, just delete it, because price will destroy that zone. So you actually have to always get a trading journal all this stuff, so that you reduce your losses. I think I'm going to make a video on that, but I have to first start trading journaling for at least a week, and I'm gonna create a video on it. So now from this zone, I can now officially say that based on the concept of price taking out general liquidity, that this is our new higher low. So I'll draw this trend line liquidity like this. Now the goal is that this buy I'm trying to catch here is also in line with this line. So price will finally come and tap on it by today. That's later today. I'm recording this video around 12 a.m. on Sunday morning, and continue buying and buying. Then we'll now catch another sell that will clear this low again, just like it happened here. Now I can take you to previous price action to see the same thing, because BTC always repeats the same thing over and over again. If you see this place, what we have here is, let me see how I can draw this way. Something like this. This is also trend line liquidity. And what do you see price do here? Price, in fact, trend line liquidity is a magnet of price. Whenever you have a trend line liquidity and you see market as reacting, just find a POI and stack positions, because price will go aggressively till it takes out that liquidity. That's how trend line liquidity works. If you look here, you see something similar. From this point to this point, this was a trade of last week, and I was part of this trade too. You need to catch a 1:2 before you can check some of my previous videos on trade recap. Then I also caught this by two some other weeks ago. I posted that on TikTok. It was a 1:17 trade. I didn't actually hold to the top two, at the 1:42 from somewhere here like this. Buy straight. Look, it happened within split seconds. It happened within split seconds. I used a 5-minute order block, so can't really get it from here, but this is a trend line liquidity. If you look at this same point, you see trend line liquidity. Can you see? The moment price reacted and broke out from here, you just begin selling. You sell immediately. You look for point of interest. Just keep selling. You don't really need to analyze much, because it's a magnet of price. Price has to take it out before. It's just like vampires. If vampires, when their addiction stands up and they're looking for blood, they have to take blood. If not, they can't sleep. So that's how trial liquidity is a magnet price. This liquidity concept theory, if you learn it, I'm telling you, you're gonna be the smart money are gonna look for you. So it happens many times. Look at this one here too. We have from here, okay, something like this. But the major trend that was here is this one. And what do you see price do? Break the trend line. And when price broke the trend line, funny enough, I didn't have all this knowledge at the time that many of these things were happening. But the good news is price will keep on moving forever, and we hope there will be no restriction of the market, because 90% are losing, and it's also making the government and the hidden people to make more money. So price we're never gonna get banned. So far the market will never get banned. We are in for it. Now this one is a bullish movement. So this is a trend line liquidity, and you see price going for it. And then as price was rising for it, price created this liquidity also, and then came for it. So it's simply what price has been doing, and it will keep doing this over and over and over again. So if you learn this part now, then your trading life is gonna change. You can flip $5 to 500 with one simple trend. But if you choose something that is not trading liquidity and you're not actually right at that spot, market can actually But the moment you are actually right that yes, this is the trend line and stuff like that, if you are a millionaire. See this other one too. Same thing. Price bounce on it. 1, 2, 3. The moment you took it out, start hustling, sell liquidity POI, sell liquidity POI, sell until everything is cleared. Market will not stop. This is a cheat code, guys. This is a cheat code. So based on what I've seen now, this is my new higher low. I wait for another higher low, and then maybe another higher low. But whenever we break this line, I will sell until I see price at even 75,000. Because the goal is you learn the hard way, and then after you learn the hard way, we go back next time on the market, and that lesson that market taught you use it to make generational wealth, because money is made when market is rising, and wealth is made when the market are falling. I think we're done with this. Now let me head over to USDJPY. Yeah, this is my setup for TBB card. Just a brief one here. You see, we have this breaker. Yes, if you check another time frame to be more clearer, price gave this as liquidity, tapped into it, started selling, gave us 15-minute order block liquidity, tapped into it, started selling, another order block, tapped into it until we get to this period. Now the reason for this is I actually sent this as a signal to my group since over a week ago, and price has not even tapped into the zone. But so far I know that price is coming to the zone. I keep looking for sales. Now once price tapped into this zone, I'm going to buy, and I'm going to increase my take profit to this high. That will be 1:21, but I'm not actually planning to take it to that point. I can actually hold on my real account till they reach there, but for the group, I'll just give them something that TP can hit, because people like hearing TP hit, TP hit. Because sometimes I do like 1:30, price will not reach the main TP, and then because they didn't hear TP hit, some of these newbies will be leaving my group. But anyways, that doesn't matter. This is my setup on gold. Actually, I had a prediction that gold is about to start selling back to 2,000, but I'm not ready for that. What I'm doing is pure technical analysis. I don't give a fuck about fundamentals. But in case price decides to hit my stop loss on this buy, then I'll now give a fuck about fundamentals. Because you can decide to give a fuck about the fundamental, and then you see that price will respect your buy, and you are not in the trade. Everything is probability. Even the person giving the fundamental, so far it's not the news that you heard it from, it's also a probability. So you can actually play out, and that person is stop loss status. Now if you look on this left side, you can see trendline liquidity. They're saying where I was teaching. So there was a breaker block here, and there's liquidity here, right? But the moment I saw price break out through this breakout block, I even had a friend of mine who was like, contemplating about taking the trade, and I told him, bro, don't wait for any breakout. Price has broken this trend line. It's magnet of price. Until price takes out this high, it will not rest. And you see, price will not come back to any point of interest that were below. Now, another thing that happened here, which I was not even a part of, was that price used a fair value gap. And actually, I don't actually trade with fair value gaps. So obviously, I'm not part of the trade. But if I actually trade with fair value gaps, good. But after price reacted from fair value gap, there was a 5 minute order block here, and boom. So everything on this happens. Like now, this concept of trying to sky this trade is a QNR concept. But first sell from a 15 minute order block here. Then now the thing is, don't blame me for keeping my stop losses like this. When I hit stop loss, I don't actually feel it, because if I'm wrong on the zone, I'm going to know that I'm wrong. It is sniper or nothing. But if you're trading 1:2 or 1:3, your stop loss is going to tell you that true, you need prayers. Oh ho! Now let me show you guys something. For the first time, I tried to analyze pi. I know you've heard of pi. Come on, literally almost everyone in the world has pi. But let's see how this plays out though. I made this setup this morning. Price hasn't even gone anywhere yet. Now how did I get this setup? Trend line, right? Reaction. What's this? It's actually moved. Wait. Nah, I'm not the one who drew this like this. Huh? Wait. Control Z. What time frame did I use? I actually did this on my phone. It's like my phone is not corresponding with what's on the system. Well, anyways, the goal is that price. Let me show you guys the analysis. The analysis is not lining up here anymore. But anyways, it doesn't change the fact that pi is going to buy. I actually have like 357 though. So the analysis on my phone was trend line, react, rejection, and then finally broke out. Then tap on it. So this breakout retest, and the retest corresponds with a breaker block. I think this analysis was from the 2 hour time frame, if I'm not mistaken, because the breaker block I drew here was clear, but on the 30 minute time frame, the breaker block is just different candles. So it was from a higher time frame actually. That's why the lines are not aligning. But this is not our subject for today. You can see we are already consolidating. The takeoff is coming soon. Now back to the pair that we were told I wanted to trade. Now the simple trade I took this week was just this point, so this video is gonna be rounding up very soon. Just something like this, not something much. How did I get this entry? From the 15 minute time frame. Let's go to the 15 minute time frame ASAP. Now from 15 minute time frame, we have this breaker block and we have this liquidity. If I draw it out, you're gonna see it's very perfectly and cleanly shining. Now, price is always slow. How do I put this? Price is always seeking liquidity. Now, if you look at this point, you're going to see that at first I got this entry when price was already coming back, right? So I just waited. Then price started reversing again after taking out this liquidity. It started reversing. Now, some people who do not see this breaker block will now think this is a new lower high. And let me show you something any point of interest that is not the extreme point of interest is a trap. Write that down. That's the power. So you can see this. The liquidity, in fact, is so perfect. This sort of trade entry that when you see, you even knock better lot size. It's a perfect one, but it's a trap. Now, price came here, started buying. I was already in a sell here from this zone. Let me draw it out. because I knew that if we are bearish, right, price is not going to take out this high. But after I sold, I put my break even, and luckily for me, news came out and wiped the account. But my break even was hit, so I didn't lose anything. Then after the news, price continued dropping. I marked this out as my liquidity. I followed and continued dropping. So I caught this sell and caught this buy. Now I was expecting a sell here, but eventually you see price did not continue selling. So right now I've switched my buyers to buy. Oh god, my phone is getting low. So guys, I switched my buyers to buy, and this is a 2-hour breaker block, and you can see it corresponds with this 15-minute order block, which has not been mitigated. So as we're starting the week tomorrow, this is a zone I'll likely take entry from. If you're watching this video right now before 16th of March 2025, simply wait for reaction on this zone in the morning and buy, because this is our liquidity. It's very clear and obvious. Buy. So guys, thank you for watching this video. I have to stop recording now, the video is getting long. But don't forget to subscribe to this channel. More content like this are coming out back to back this season. So what do we say? Peace be unto you. PUBY.